It's going to be very helpful for our students to make their decisions. Do you believe it is worth coming to UK now with so many regulatory changes also happening? And be blunt, you're smiling, I know, so don't, no filter. So, but still consider coming to UK as a good opportunity.
Just coming for a degree wouldn't be actually worthwhile unless you're just coming for fun. Since you're actually trying to get into a field, obviously getting an experience in the same field would be beneficial.
Right.
So that was around
it took
April.
About 8 months.
I wouldn't say that it took 8 months to land a part-time job.
Yeah, I mean, any way you believe we can be of help to you. Can I help you in any way?
For now, I don't right now. I don't have anything in my mind right now.
But do keep in mind, we are talking to a lot of people around entire UK. The idea is to meet a lot of students who are in their various parts of their journey. Aim is to create this network possibly where we help out in different possible ways. Somebody is looking to get connected to different people. Somebody is looking for help in understanding visa sponsorship. People are looking for different kinds of answers. You're looking for consulting. I've worked in consulting, so maybe if there's a way that I could possibly of help there, let me know. I'm just here trying to pay back to the community by the way of activating the right networks for all of you.
If you are looking to study abroad, then watch this full video and subscribe to our channel to stay updated.
Hi Tinu. Hi. I'm good. Piyush. So good Tinu, good to connect with you, good to meet you here. Are you staying in Birmingham?
I stay nearby.
You stay nearby? Okay. So that's why you were like bang on time. Yeah.
Anywhere in Birmingham.
Yeah, it's fine for you. No, that's great to meet you as well. And Tinu, can you just maybe give a short introduction of yourself? Where are you from in India? What were you doing there?
Yeah.
And then, a little bit of your background, where you're from.
I think I already told you.
Yeah.
I'm from Kerala.
Uh-huh.
So I did my bachelor's in Chennai.
In Chennai.
Yeah, I did
Where did you do your bachelor's from?
It's called Hindustan University.
Hindustan University.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I moved on to working for a fintech based out of the US, but it was back in Kerala, the work from home.
It was a remote work.
Yeah, so I worked for almost a year and then...
And what were you studying during your engineering?
That was aeronautical engineering.
And the work that you were doing for this?
It was more configuration engineering, computer-based. More IT-based. Yeah.
IT-based. And so you started working remotely for this US company?
Yeah,
and
it has an office in Kerala as well.
It has an office in Kerala.
It was directly from there.
And then for how long were you working?
Almost a year.
Almost
11 months, yeah.
11 months. Did you continue working there or?
The thing is, while I was working there, I kind of changed to doing some internships in finance as well.
Right.
So at that time, I was applying for a master's degree in management because I was actually trying to move into something like consulting.
So you were looking to get into management consulting?
Yeah, more like.
And that's why you wanted to do a master's in management?
Yeah.
All right. So then what made you decide to study abroad?
Well, if you take a BS, like in my case, after doing an engineering, going for a master's, going towards consulting is not that exactly a direct step. So either I could do an MBA from India itself or go abroad and do something like a master's in management, because here MBAs mostly require like 2-3 years of experience. Yeah. So I went for the MSc Management. So I applied for a few colleges out of UK because I was mainly focusing on UK because it's an English speaking country.
Why not US or Australia or Canada?
It depends. So everyone hates the climate in the UK.
Yeah.
I'm kind of opposite to it. I'm fine with colder climates because I've been mostly in climates which are hotter.
Yeah, so you wanted a colder climate.
Yeah. So I was in Kerala, Chennai, and sometimes in Dubai as well. So all of them were like hot places. So I was like, time for a change.
Yeah.
So I chose UK and I applied for a few colleges, got into a few of them, and out of them, I would say UOB kind of stood out when it gave a good scholarship as well. So it is something called an academic excellence scholarship. Okay. So that is around 30% of the fees.
So you got 30% scholarship at University of Birmingham.
Yep.
So you pursued Masters in MSc Management.
MSc Management, yeah.
From University of Birmingham. It's a 1-year program.
Yep.
And when did you start that program?
So it started in September 2023.
September 2023, and you graduated in 2024.
4 years.
And now you have been in the industry for about a year now.
I'm kind of looking for jobs as well, right? Because right now I'm doing two things. One, working unpaid internship, which is for a company called Blackmon Consulting. So it's a student-run consulting firm.
Okay.
Which focus on providing, students with that work experience in business consulting. So I work as a business consultant over there, but also do a part-time job, which I was doing during my university time.
Right. And where is that?
So it's a vape supplier. So it's a warehouse for vapes.
Okay.
So what I'm doing right now is I was started off as a warehouse operative, but then since I'm doing full time, I moved on to a bit more different role where I'm currently doing location management, understanding the overhead stocks, keeping a record of the stocks and those kind of more.
So inventory management.
Something around that lines.
Okay.
That's pretty much my background.
So you are right now you are looking at doing that part-time job which you were doing as a warehouse operator earlier, which now you have sort of gotten a
Doing
but more
full-time.
senior role. You're working full-time with them.
Full-time.
As an unpaid but consulting role is where with the Blackmont
Blackmont
consultant.
consultant, yeah.
That's where you are there right now. When you were planning to come to UK, what was the future in mind that you had? That what would you be doing? What was the promise that you believed in? Do you feel that promise is fulfilled or not?
I'd say it's still in the process because for me, I was like, it was more of my own calculations because no one else pushed me for it. I decide things based on my own calculations. What I wanted to do is actually change from the engineering perspective to more management perspective, which I kind of did through the MSc degree. Now I'm looking for an open role which would kind of make it actually possible. Since I'm doing an unpaid one in business consulting, I'd say something which is actually a paid or a sponsored role in that particular case would be a better option for me. And I'd say that's how it would be fulfilled, like the calculations.
So you're aiming to get into business consulting.
Yeah.
You are in a way, should we call it like an internship or like a volunteership?
It's more of an internship.
It's an internship, it's unpaid.
Yeah.
But you get to work on real-time cases, you're working with real-time clients, and you get to learn and add it to your CV as experience. And that's local experience, so it's valuable, and that's the domain you want to get into.
Yeah.
What are some of the companies that you are targeting?
I'd say that kind of has a range to it. So as you select universities, you also get to select companies in that range. So obviously you always look for the top companies, BCG, Bain Consulting, but their application process is much more different.
Right.
So those kind of happen once every year. So for this year, it's going to be, for start of 2026, it's going to be starting around September, I believe. So I'm looking forward to that one. But also at the same time, there are other jobs, consulting jobs, which are actually for analysts. Directly business consulting is not exactly how you get into that particular field. So there are roles such as analyst, financial analyst, business analyst, all those roles.
Right.
So it's kind of revolves around that particular area. Whatever revolves in that area would be something that I have in mind.
So you're saying that even in a corporate, if there's an analyst role, that would also be like a stepping stone for you into consulting?
Particularly. Because it doesn't have to be business consulting firms, like firms like the big four auditing firms, they also do consulting.
Right.
I did interview for one of them. I kind of went to the last interview round. It was like a month back. So that was a good experience as well. So I'd say that's how you kind of...
Yeah, of course. I think as you build more experience in consulting and you get more idea, the process will start to become easier for you.
Yeah.
I used to work for Boston Consulting Group long time back. Process in India is very different from how you recruit here. There is a lot is based on campus placements.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I didn't go for the MPA in India itself. Because as a fresher, directly going for the MPA didn't make much of an idea for much more sense to me.
Yeah, I also suggest the same. I did my MBA after 4 years of experience. It adds a lot of value to you because you are able to understand what's being taught much more better. I agree with you, and I think a surer way is to look at it as a broader spectrum like you already are. So what you're saying is that you came for business consulting, you're not there yet. So it's a dream being fulfilled in process. In this whole journey, right, you've made a few decisions, and I want to understand from you, how do you feel about those decisions? One is MSc Management. It's a more generic program. It's a more broad program. If you had a choice, would you do an MSc Management program or would you take a slightly more specialized program in that sense?
So I'd say the thing with this particular choice is I did a bachelor's in engineering, as you already know. So when you talk about specializing, let's say if you take MS in finance, for example, you would need a background in finance to apply for it because those requirements matter as well. So that's why I kind of went for MS in management because the requirement is any undergraduate. It's for I'd say the program was made for people who do not have a background in that particular field. So it's not exactly specializing, but rather moving or transforming into a different area.
Right. If you had to make a choice, you would still pick the same program?
Choose the same program, or maybe I'll go for something of an MBA after some time, because that would also make sense for me. At that particular point in time when I actually was choosing, I actually wanted to, move out of the country itself.
Right.
Since that was the idea at that point, the choice was MSc Management and not an MBA.
So you are saying that if given an option, you would actually take more experience back in India and then come for an MBA program instead?
Yeah, kind of, I would say.
So you're saying that having more experience is helpful,
Yeah,
or
it's
an MBA degree is helpful?
I'd say both.
Both?
If you're
Yeah.
actually trying to, break into something faster.
If you're doing an MBA program, then that's a better program than an MSc Management, and that requires work experience. Having experience will always anyways be beneficial. Both sides, it gives you added value.
Yeah.
Why I'm asking is because a lot of students are doing programs like International Business Management, Global Management, right? So they're very generic programs, and we see that there is a lot of challenge in employability when those guys are approaching the companies. So we see that, they end up, it becomes difficult for them. And hence I was asking this question, feedback from you. The other big choice that you had to make was Birmingham as a city. A lot of people going for management or like wanting to target, good consulting firms, they would have their largest operations in London. What made you pick Birmingham over London?
I'd say that choice of universities was one of the main cases, because if you go for London, it is expensive as usual.
Yes.
Which kind of makes sense, obviously. But then if you're actually going to a university in London, the choice comes to much more specialized universities such as Imperial, LBS, all those kind of schools. And I'd say that the level of actually being accepted into that also comes into consideration, because which whole university is going to accept you or not. But obviously I applied for some of them as well, and I kind of got waitlisted in two of them, which is UCL and Imperial. At that point also the fees also comes into effect as well.
They're more expensive, definitely.
So the two that I mainly had to choose between was Durham and University of Birmingham. Right. While the University of Birmingham gave the scholarship, which is actually quite helpful for me from a financial perspective.
No, always. So London you got waitlisted, and Birmingham got you 30% scholarship, living also cheaper.
Yeah.
So you decided to pick University of Birmingham. Again, asking the same, devil's question, what if you had a choice between, if money was, let's say, a lesser consideration, or you had the same kind of cost, like UCL gave you a scholarship, then would you have preferred London over Birmingham?
I'd say, yeah, kind of, in that particular case. But then everyone has its own, has their own scenario.
Right.
In my scenario, it was not the case.
It was not the case.
If it
but
is
I'm just trying to understand, because for management, I too believe that, especially if you're going for MSc Management, the market of opportunity is very important.
And it's competitive, yes.
It's competitive. That's where I'm trying to bring out that point that, is London versus Birmingham versus any other city.
But I'd say it's more of not exactly between cities, but rather the names of those universities itself. I'd say if you get into something like an Oxford or Cambridge, that would be better than London itself, because the name itself carries a value rather than the city itself. Because if you go to somewhere like Cambridge, their networking or that particular social network would be
definitely
different.
bigger than many of the universities in London.
Yeah, so it kind of depends. If you go to London, there are around, I don't know, a lot of universities in London. Wherever you move, there's a university.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, obviously having to focus on those 3-4 universities and being able to get in them would be the actual.
So you are saying that, London also is not just London, it is again which university in London. And in that case also, if you are picking the city, also ensure you are meeting your budget, and depending on scholarships and living expenses. So you need to be if you are going above budget too much, then also it puts a lot of pressure on you to end up doing some part-time job or something, and then you get lost in that part-time job and the whole plan collapses. So it's very important to be comfortable in the budget that you plan for yourself, so that you're not overtly dependent on part-time. I think that's a very valuable advice. Looking at the third side of the whole decision and sort of how you execute it.
So guys, let's take a small pause and let me tell you that I counsel hundreds of students looking to study abroad every month. And I am here to help you guys, not just with understanding your profile, which country or university is the best one for you, but help you through the admission process. And me and my team will get you your visa on time. And if you want a one-on-one counseling session with me, please go into the description. There is a link to my Calendly, and you can book a one-on-one slot with me. And let's get back to our video now.
Was it easy for you to find a part-time job here in Birmingham?
Let's say it kind of depends. First, the thing is, I didn't go actually start looking for some part-times which are not related to the course until around 8 months or something, because I started in September, and I was mainly looking for part-time opportunities within that particular role I was looking for. So that's obviously going to be the priority for us. Since you're actually trying to get into a field, obviously getting an experience in the same field would be beneficial. So I started applying for part-time roles of business analyst or analyst-based scenarios, but then that didn't work out in the start. So I started moving on to other opportunities. So that
So
was
it
around
took
April.
you about 8 months.
I wouldn't say that it took 8 months to land a part-time job.
Yeah, I mean, it took 8 months, but you couldn't land a part-time job in your
that
field.
particular field.
What's your take on it? What you could have done differently to
I'd say that's still in question because when you take into consideration the amount of competition you have, I'd say sometimes it depends on your luck as well.
Yes.
It's not something that I could have done differently, but more of something that might have happened.
happened as well. What I get is that wasn't a domain where you could land a part time.
At that particular point.
But then after 8 months, when you started looking for other, what time it took for you to
Say around a month.
a month or so?
Yeah, a month or so. I had like a few people who were actually working in that company already.
So you knew people, so they referred you.
yeah, kind of networking kind of happened
Right.
there as well.
So they referred you, and then they in the warehouse,
Yeah.
and that got you the opportunity. How long did you work part time there before you became full time in that place?
So for around 6 months from April till the end of September. Yeah.
So till you were on student visa, you did, and then when you moved on PSW,
Kind of changed, yeah.
it changed into full time.
After PSW, but after you finish your course, you have some time period where you get a course completion certificate. So if you get that certificate, you can work from the next day after.
Right. So they didn't wait for you to even share your, to go on the PSW, but
Yeah.
before that itself, you
Before
moved
you
to
can
full
move to
time.
a full time. Yeah.
You want to go into business consulting, but do you believe that in the warehousing industry itself, can you rise up in that company to like a more operational side of it, operations management role?
Well, I haven't actually considered that for as a situation, like as an area for now, because
Yeah.
I'm obviously looking for this particular, specialization.
Right.
There's something that obviously I have in my mind.
Right.
So I'm actually aiming for that because obviously you want your dream first. If something doesn't happen in the nearby, then maybe
You'll explore that. Do you feel, is the job interesting? Are you learning something at the warehousing role?
Well, the current job is actually interesting because, if you take the starting role, it's more of a part-time role that you do for the necessity. But the current one is more of understanding how things work in that warehouse, being able to understand how much a product is going to sell, its sales, how it's moving, how the deliveries are coming in. Understanding all that also kind of helps you because you're being exposed to another industry as well. So I'd say when you take my perspective of business consulting, being able to understand a lot of different industries is something that's hugely beneficial.
Yes.
And I'd say right now I have an experience in the engineering industry, also some kind of finance experience as well.
Right.
Mixing it with this warehouse experience or an industrial experience kind of gets you that all-rounder kind of vibe to actually move into business consulting.
You're saying that it's giving you another exposure to another industry, which is helpful, and something that you can utilize on your way to becoming part of the consulting industry.
Yeah.
Are you planning to do any certifications, any other skills that you are looking to acquire as part of wanting to get into consulting?
I'd say consulting specific certifications are not that much because it's more of a generalized industry. But then I'm looking at the finance area as well because I'm actually interested in finance, which is why I did an internship in investment banking and equity markets. Something like a CFA or those kind of certifications is actually something that I'm actually looking forward in the future. But then, it's more of a consideration that has to come in.
And when was this internship with the investment bank that you did?
That was when I was doing my actual work in India, which is the work from home. So I was doing an internship as well at that time. It was like a 2-month internship.
That we have, about a year and a half left for your PSW. Are you looking to strategically, have an opportunity at visa sponsorship? Is that something that's on your mind, or you are like, I will prioritize getting a job and experience in consulting, and even if that doesn't translate into sponsorship, that should be fine for me?
I'd say it kind of depends because if you take business consulting itself, most of the consulting companies actually sponsor visas because whichever company you take, all of them are kind of big,
Right.
and they have that ability to actually sponsor without having any financial difficulties for themselves.
Right.
But I would say that's not the same case for smaller companies.
Absolutely.
But then if I'm actually looking at it from my perspective, any job in that particular field would be great for me right now because after you enter that field, you still have that time that you can actually take to actually move into something sponsorship. Let's say if I get into a company which doesn't sponsor, but then if you're able to show that you are actually a valuable asset to them, maybe in a year's time, they will be able to actually sponsor you because they see you as an asset rather than a liability.
Right. So, thanks, Tinu, first of all, for sharing your overall journey, your experience. the thought process behind your decisions and why you chose one thing over the other. It's going to be very helpful for our students to make their decisions. A few questions which I'm asking on behalf of my students. Do you believe it is worth coming to UK now with so many regulatory changes also happening? And be blunt, you're smiling, I know, so don't, no filter, huh? So, but still consider coming to UK as a good opportunity. Let's speak specific to somebody who's coming for a management program.
It is valuable as long as you are able to, secure a place in a university that actually will be helpful for you. If you take the UK, for example, there's like thousands of universities right now. I don't think most of them will have that ability to actually make you someone who's actually a valuable asset to some companies like that. If you take consulting, for example, the specific area of management consulting, all of them have that specific, even though we don't have campus placements in UK, we still have that thought process of actually going to the best universities, because obviously everyone wants the best.
Yes.
If you're able to actually get into a university in that particular, which fulfills those specific criteria, then I'd say it's worth to come to the UK. But just coming for a degree wouldn't be actually worthwhile unless you're just coming for fun. Obviously, that's also a good idea as well.
Yeah.
Because some people
so
can
for
actually.
Fun, it's a good idea. I can tell you.
You can come have some fun.
I see a lot of people having fun around.
So it's like, if you want to actually stay in the UK, then you have to prioritize those requirements. You have to set out those requirements for yourself first. These are the universities that I want to target, and if I am getting into those ones, okay, then I'm going in.
So you're saying that education and upskilling is something which, if you are targeting, then you should definitely come. You should target specific universities and make sure that the right ones for you. You are not just going to any university. The ones that fit you properly, and if you are having the right skill set, probably you will get a good opportunity as well. And even if you don't,
it's still a good
experience. Summarizing again on what you have just said, for the students who are wanting to come, what would be the top 4 or 5 skill that you would say that they should have for them to become more employable? Again, talking about students wanting to study management.
Take management in particular, I'd say it depends, because for me, I'm looking at areas such as analyst, business analyst, if that is something that you have in mind.
A lot of students want to do that. So what skills are required for that?
I'd say mainly going for some certifications and some experience in that particular role itself would be highly beneficial. You are like someone who's in the same industry already, like someone who's a business analyst in India, then it would be a great addition to yourself, because you're
having relevant experience would be definitely number one.
Yeah.
But any specific skills that you should have?
Being able to adapt to any given situation would be a great option, because if as a consultant, in any case, you should be able to adapt to any surrounding that you're given, because any business case that's going to be given is not going to be the same as something you have already experienced. So whatever scenario is given to you, being able to adapt to it kind of helps.
Adapt to it, being able to learn quickly.
Yeah.
So I think that's a fair advice for somebody looking to come into marketing, into management, and slightly more broader thought process. Final question from my side is, when you see your class, and you're from a really top-notch university, when you look at your class, what is your class doing? The other students in MSc Management, are they able to get full-time roles which are relevant to their studies, or are they also in a similar, kind of phase where they are still searching?
My class had around 200 students, and some of them, their main idea was to actually go back to India and continue their business, whatever they're doing. Some had their own family businesses. So it depends on the particular person, because some wanted to go back, they went back already, I think.
So out of 200, how many students would have been from India?
I'd say that's around 90%.
90%, yeah.
Maybe 80, yeah. 80%. 80-90%.
So about, let's say, it's fair to say 150 plus were from India. From the students who wanted to get a job here,
some of them have actually. I have seen some of them actually getting a job already, and some are still looking for one.
But what would you say majority? Are the majority still looking for a job, or majority have got?
I'd say that's something I have to go back and research, because I haven't actually explored. I don't know about 150 people. Some of them that I personally know have got a job.
And which kind of companies? Which kind of companies would you?
Some of them are startups, which are actually quite something that I've seen for a few people, and others are doing internships as well.
So you're saying that there are startups where people have found jobs, and then there are others are doing internships in maybe small
Larger.
firms, still getting in relevant experience, like yourself in like Blackmont, so trying to do getting relevant experience before they can be hired.
Yeah.
That's fair. I think larger class also, there was a lot of competition within the school itself, and a lot of the students are Indians, right? So now, any last messages that you might have for the students, anything that you would want to share, any learnings that you think that people should know before they are looking to study abroad in UK, in Birmingham, or in general, just anything?
Say if you think something like that, there's nothing particular to say, but then if you want something, you go for it. There will be obviously some restrictions that you already have in place, whether it be financial or some other cases. The thing is, if you want something, you will be able to find a way which actually kind of fits that thing, that particular requirements that you have. And it doesn't matter what kind of hurdles are put in front of you. If you're able to make a way around it, or
So you need to be focused, you need to be convinced in what you want to do, because it's going to be a tough part. So you have to work hard, jump through the obstacles, go around them, and make sure you achieve what you want.
As long as you achieve, if you reach 10,
that's what matters.
That's what matters.
So that's it, guys. That's it from us today. We had Tinu here, studied in University of Birmingham, and our fellow friend from Kerala, and he's working at Blackmont Consulting, interning there, and now looking for a full-time job. And he shared his valuable experience and his story with you guys to learn from, use the information for making better career decisions. And if you have enjoyed this conversation and learned from it, do subscribe to our channel and stay in touch with us, because I'm going to be having many more such conversations. Great people like Tinu, so that you can learn and make better career choices. Do you believe you will get a job in the UK?
Yep.
Yes?
Hopefully, yes.
Yes? Any way you believe we can be of help to you? Can I help you in any way?
For now, I don't, right now, I don't have anything in my mind right now.
But do keep in mind, we are talking to a lot of people around entire UK. Started in London, we went to Portsmouth, we are now in Birmingham. We are going to Leicester, and then we go to Edinburgh before we fly out back to India. But the idea is to meet a lot of students who are in their various parts of their journey. And the aim is to create this network possibly, where we help out in different possible ways. Somebody is looking to get connected to different people. Somebody is looking for help in understanding visa sponsorship. People are looking for different kinds of answers. You're looking for consulting. I've worked in consulting, so maybe if there's a way that I could possibly of help there, let me know. I'm just here trying to pay back to the community by the way of activating the right networks for all of you. So, because you gave your time, which is most precious thing that I believe is there, because all of you are busy and have like packed schedules, and you're working weekends, and life's tough. I know life's not easy, but thanks for taking out time, and it was fantastic talking to you. I'm there for you guys, happy to help in any possible way. Yeah. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So if you like this content, please subscribe to our channel, and I will see you all in the next video.